Howdy, Tyler here. I know I usually don't stream this early, but something amazing is about to. Okay, the mic's on. Something amazing is about to happen where Jeff Bezos,
Always, no ducking.
oops,
Always duck.
is about to launch into space, and I kind of want to be there for this. So what we're gonna do? All right, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go.
Studio.restream. Red circle live live. Studio.restream.I. YouTube document. Select. Clickable button. Link NBC News is live. Live.
So we're gonna. This is from NBC News, and we are gonna listen in and speak over it if necessary. So let's click this.
Bannerland.
Please no ads, please no ads, please no
Mainland.
ads. Oh god.
Clickable why this ad. Peacocked. Clickable I like this ad. Peacocked. Clickable skip ads getting.
Skip.
Or we could see as his vision is industries in space.
Absolutely. I do think that there is no planet B. I don't think Mars or the moon or even an orbit around Earth is truly an alternative option for humanity given the rising climate crisis. However, that being
Seek slider 1 hours 12 minutes 50 seconds of 1 hours 12 frame about blank.
into orbit to
Main
Mars,
landmark, M.
the research and the science that can even go on just suborbital missions like this.
Out of frame chat is disabled for this live stream. Heading level 1 live. Jeff Bezos travels to space with Blue Origin launch.
Let me actually open up my chat.
Start
Hold
with
on.
R's games class.
I don't
Restream.
I don't think that there's gonna be any I don't think there's gonna be any launches into like honestly like I don't think we're gonna be I don't think his idea is to hey let's conquer Mars or let's conquer Uranus. I don't think he's gonna do that. Yeah, I said it. I think it's literally a research mission as well as a way to make money doing this.
New notification from Google Chrome. 2 new notifications.
I think that is really what's going to be the key.
Chelsea,
1.
last question
1.
I'll ask
Live.
you,
Jeff
what do
Bezos.
you think of Wally? I mean, what an amazing opportunity decades after this
Studio.
really should have
Studio.restream.io is sharing your
when you think
1.
of her.
Restream chat row 1 column 3.
Today, to see Wally launch, that is the best.
Studio.restream.io is studio.restream. Stop sharing button.
We are gonna go back live to this in a minute. No. We are gonna go back to this. Let me. I actually have to go get my breakfast. So hold on.
Restream.io is sharing your screen and audio. Red circle live live. Restream chat row 1. Studio.restream. Red circle 1. Live. Jeff Bezos.
On an exciting morning. Good to talk to you. Let's now bring in Paul Sutter. He's an astrophysicist and professor at the
I gotta go
Institute
get
for
my
Advanced
breakfast, so let's
Computational
let's
Science
listen
at
in on
Stony Brook
this,
University
okay?
and the Flatiron Institute.
Okay.
Professor Sutter, thank you so much for
No
being
ducking.
here on this exciting morning. We love talking to all of our experts here who are also fired up about this. All right, so Bezos and his crew, now they are in this capsule. We just watched the door get shut, so it's just the 4 of them. They're expected to reach an altitude of 62 miles. That's the internationally recognized order of the Earth's atmosphere and space, border of the Earth's atmosphere and space, compared to 50 miles, which is the NASA boundary, which is what we saw Virgin Galactic reach. Is that a significant difference when you think about those 12 miles out there in space? What does that mean? What's the difference there?
Yeah, I mean, this has been the question over this entire week as these billionaires race to put up their rockets. And like, what is the edge of space? It's not like our atmosphere just stops and all of a sudden there's vacuum. It's a gentle, gradual transition. And so some calculations you say, okay, by like 100 kilometers, that's fine. Other calculations, 80 kilometers, that's fine. Either way, it's basically space.
Duck when outputting. Always duck.
Let's give people the Space 101 because I think we're all learning a lot of things we didn't know
No
in
ducking.
just the last couple weeks because of these high-profile launches. But everyone keeps saying this is suborbital, not orbital. Remind us, what's the difference between those two?
Yeah, good question.
Right. So getting to space actually isn't that hard. Like, listen to that number, 100 kilometers. If your car could drive straight up, you'd be there in an hour. Space is not far away. So getting to space isn't too hard. Staying in space is a lot harder. So the New Shepard rocket is suborbital, which means it goes up, takes a little peak, and then comes back down. An orbital rocket requires a much faster velocity to go up and then keep going around the Earth without actually falling.
Yeah, wow. So basically, this is just the easy part.
Sure,
is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, anyone could do this, right?
Yeah.
So let's all build a rocket together and see how that goes. All right.
Yeah, Paul, we're seeing this countdown now. It's only about 15 minutes out. Actually, it looks like the timer stopped, but
35,421 watching now. Bullet started streaming 72 minutes ago.
Conditions have been good this morning, which was
Duck went
pretty much
always.
the only thing that they were saying.
Well, that's really good that the weather conditions are good. So it's about 15 minutes out. I have to eat breakfast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna.
15 minutes or so. Walk us through what
we are gonna mute this.
Studio.restream. Stop sharing button. New notification from Google Chrome. New notification. Details are hidden while.
Oh, I got a notification.
Because I guarantee if I run that rocket, I would be exploding right now.
I think I'd be wondering, did I really think this was a good idea?
Like, this is a good idea. Yeah. They're going to feel a lot of vibration. They're going to feel a lot heavier with these immense G-forces as the rocket lifts up. They're going to be pushed back into their seat. They're going to ascend. When they reach the apex of their trajectory, the very, very tip of the top, they are going to momentarily feel that those few minutes of weightlessness. During those few minutes, Jeff Bezos will no longer be the richest man on Earth. Okay, you got the joke. Got the joke. Good. I was hoping that would be a win. And then so they're going to be weightless. They're going to float above the Earth. They're going to see all the awesome stuff. They're going to strap back in, and then they're going to plummet through the atmosphere and hopefully land gracefully.
Maybe now we know why Elon hasn't planned to get on one of those ships. He doesn't want to lose his place in the ranking on the Forbes list. That's the whole thing. We just figured it out here. What are your thoughts about private companies getting involved in space travel, from SpaceX to what we're seeing here with the space tourism? I mean,
I just saw something else. Let's pull this up. I find this really amazing.
Main landmark. Watch NBC News Live. Jeff Bezos travels to space with Blue Origin launch by Tyler Shepard. No views link. Watch. No previous. Clickable couple uses their dead child to make money.
Oh God! Why am I?
Clickable notifications.
We'll deal with that. Oh
Blank.
God, that's a terrible.
Clickable setting. Accessible. Access. Cass Thompson career advice. Cultaholic wrestling up. WatchMojo.com upload. PewDiePie is live. NBC News is live. Andrew Lasavita uploaded. What Culture Wrestling uploaded. Goldberg returns on double.
Yeah, I'm just going through my my list of videos because I kind of, no offense to the scientist dude, I don't want to listen to him at the moment.
Watch NBC News live in Cultaholic wrestling up. NBC News is live. NBC News now July 20th. Coco Chanu upload. King 5 uploaded. Pocket now uploaded. iPhone 3. King 5 uploaded. Heath Department takes new approach to getting people vaccinated in South King County. Reaction matter. Tipster is live. Tipster live July 9th.
Anyway.
What watch Culta cast clickable settings button watch PewDie NBC News is live.
All right, so it's about 15 minutes away. Current time
5:53 a.m.
5:53. I gotta finish my breakfast. Let's keep listening in on this.
Banner landmark.
Wait.
Mainland.
Scroll away. You need to hear this.
Clickable. Why the Senate clickable. I like this ad, but clickable. Skip ad.
Have any type of industry there. What does that mean? How does that work?
The really cool part about making access to space cheaper, which is the true goal of SpaceX and Blue Origin's Virgin Galactic, is to lower the cost of launches. Because for decades, the way we put people and things into space was to build one of the most complicated engines humanity has ever devised, fill it up with rocket fuel, launch it, send a tiny little payload into space, and then just ditch it in the ocean. So like imagine like lighting your car on fire every time you have to go to the grocery store. This is not necessarily economical, but with reusable rockets, we are dramatically lowering the cost of access to space. And when you make something cheaper, you have no idea what you're going to get, because all of a sudden you have all these creative people who see, oh, now that it's cheaper to get into space, I wonder if I could do this that I couldn't even dream of before because it was just too ridiculously expensive. So one of the first examples that we're seeing is the deployment of these mega constellations of communications.
Duck, always duck.
What is the price, I wonder, of
world? That's something
Red Circle Live Live Studio.
Let's pull this up for a minute.
New tab. Go. New tab document. Search land. Space.
The goal is that
Let's see,
we'll maybe
cost
see a couple more of these
of
later this year, and maybe see
rocket.
more than half a dozen of these next year, and eventually get to the point where they're
I can't
happening
spell.
every 2
Cost of
years.
rocket launch.
Regular thing to see.
Search mode.
Rocket
Showing
launches
result.
take off
Main
as a
landmark.
regular
Clickable
program
featured
to
snippet from the
space.
SpaceX, the pioneering rocket launch company founded by Elon Musk, famously advertises a launch cost of just $62 million for its Falcon 9 rocket, a price it has held steady for 4.5 years. October 5th, 2020. Heading clickable level 3.
Exciting. Paul, thank you so much for joining us on what is a big morning. We will let you go so that you can enjoy this liftoff as we will be here. Thank you so much for your time. Again, Paul Sutter, research professor, Institute for Advanced Computational Science. Good to have you with us this morning. We are just moments away.
Yeah, we can see the clock is frozen at 15 minutes. We've assumed that's intentional, which means maybe they're not going to take off right at the moment we thought, but we are going to be joining an NBC News special report in just a few seconds, so we want to make sure you're prepared for that. But I'm following Blue Origin on Twitter just to see if they're giving us any updates. All I know is 11 minutes ago they said the hatch is closed and final checks are under.
Red Circle Live Live. Live. Jeff Bezos travels to space with Blue Origin launch. NBC News.
For a few minutes, not the
Here we go!
Yes, exactly.
I have not
Of
been
course,
this
Jeff
excited
Bezos aboard his
in a
own
morning.
rocket, the Blue Origin.
I kind of just
along
want
with
them to
his
just
brother, Mark
fucking
Bezos,
launch.
Wally Funk and Oliver Damon headed to space on this first human flight for Blue Origin, and we will now be joining an NBC News special report as we watch the New Shepard launch.
Here's Craig Melvin.
And a good day to you. We are coming on the air right now because in just a few moments, billionaire Jeff Bezos and a crew of 3 others, including his younger brother, will launch into space. Bezos' own Blue Origin rocket set to take off soon from that site in West Texas. The total flight will be around 11 minutes long, giving the crew about 4 minutes of weightlessness up there.
Cool.
The flight is part of what some are calling the new billionaire space race.
Bookmarks Google Chrome. Document busy clickable button search menu button sub menu organize.
Virgin Galactic launch. Let's bring in NBC News correspondent
Column
Tom
2 menu
Costello, who
clickable
is
row 7 column 1 web con. Column 2 menu clickable row 9 column 1 screen recorder panopto. Column 2 edit copy paste 6 of copy you open in new tab 7 of 9. Paste 6 of 9. Open in new window 8 of open in new bookmarks document. Bookmark list table. More actions for screen record. Screen recorder panopto document. Blank. Menu button collapsed sub menu graphic getting descript. Menu buttons grouping out of grouping unavailable out of grouping blank out of grouping menu button sub menu screens in apps.
Mercury 13 astronauts who was supposed to fly in space, but because of her gender,
Choose what to share dialog. www.panopto.com wants to share the contents of your screen. Entire screen tab entire screen grouping. Entire screen button 1 of 1. Share audio checkbox not checked.
He is from the Netherlands. His father is a rather
Entire screen tab space. Share audio checkbox not space. Share button 1 of 2. Space. www.panopto.com is sharing your screen and audio. Screen recorder panopto. Screen recorder panopto. Red Circle Live Live. Live. Jeff Bezos travels to space with Blue Origin. Cost of rocket launch Google search document. Bookmarks document. Screen recorder panopto document. Menu button sub. Grouping unavailable. Out of grouping menu button sub menu screens in apps. Red Circle Live Live Studio. Live, Jeff Bezos travels. Bookmarks document. Screen recorder Panopto desktop shared Google Chrome. Screen recorder Panopto display configuration region. Remove button. Camera configuration. Smart camera. Picture in. Full screen. Remove button. Clickable record button.
Has been lifted. Tom, you mentioned Sir Richard Branson's flight 9 days ago. Talk to us a little bit about the differences between what we are going to see when this Blue Origin plane takes off versus what we saw just a few days ago.
Yeah, two very big differences to begin with. As you know, the Richard Branson Virgin Galactic space plane was dropped from a mothership, and then they lit the rocket.
I did not know
that
it was dropped.
Took them at Mach 3 right up to 53 miles above the Earth, and so that qualifies, that goes beyond what NASA and the FAA define as the edge of space. Different from this experience here, where we have Jeff Bezos in the Blue Origin rocket, not a plane. It's a rocket like you and I are familiar with from the old Apollo days. They will light the rocket here. They will also accelerate to Mach 3, and then at a certain point, the rocket will drop away from the space capsule. The capsule will continue on its trajectory to 62 miles above the Earth, and they too, at that point, will cross the boundary between the atmosphere and space.
I'm glad they're explaining
kind of an
this.
international
I don't get
discrepancy. Disagreeing over
No
where
ducking.
exactly is that line. Again, NASA and the FAA and the military say it's 50 miles up. That's what Branson did. The international organization that manages these treaties says, no, it's 62 miles up. Not that it matters, right? At that point, you're still going to experience weightlessness for 3 to 4 minutes, and that's exactly what these folks will do before then the capsule begins to descend back down to Earth, much like in the Apollo days. It will descend down, and then it will have those parachutes come out from the top. But instead of landing in the water, they're going to land in West Texas, in the desert here, this massive desert behind me. And there is a lot of space out here. There's a lot of sand. I asked them yesterday, do you have a bullseye, a target you have to hit on landing? And they said, no, not at all. We got plenty of space out there. We can land wherever we want, right off of the, really right behind me. And so
Always
God, that's insane.
Or the trucks ready to roll out
link
there,
graphic, button record.
Get those guys. You know, one question I asked yesterday, I was talking to the senior design engineer, and I said, what about re-entry heat? Because as you know, when the space shuttle re-entered the atmosphere, it would heat up so much, of course, that those protective tiles underneath were meant to protect the crew. And as you know, there was a failure at one point, and we lost a space shuttle because of that. The difference here, though, is that they're coming back down at, I'm told, about Mach 1.6. Contrast that to the space shuttle at Mach 25. And so there's not nearly the level of heating. They didn't go nearly as far out of the atmosphere and into space as we saw with the shuttle. So you're not going to have nearly as much heating, and so they use a foam underneath the space capsule. They don't need the tiles, they say. They'll parachute back down to Earth, and then they will very quickly be picked up by the crews on the ground.
Well, we are now just 10.5 minutes away from that 60-foot tall rocket heading into space. Mr. Costello, don't go far. I do want to bring in Kathy Leaders now. Kathy leads NASA's human space flight program.
Duck when outputting speech and sounds.
Kathy, did you think...
Always duck. Red circle live live. Live, Jeff Bezos travels to space. Button autoplay is on. Toggle button not pressed subtitles / menu button sub menu settings. Button mini player. Button theater mode, T. Button full screen, F.
Activities for the last 15 years.
Press ESC to exit full screen.
All right, here we go.
For this crew,
well,
just
not
like
yet.
We were rooting for the crew last year, or last week, because this is what we wanted to be working towards one day, and this is just amazing.
Also joining
live, Jeff Bezos travel.
Astronaut Ron Guerin.
All right, they're just doing interviews right now.
Toggle button. Visited link YouTube home.
Of course, a tribute.
Live, Jeff Bezos.
American into space. Alan Shepard, as you're sitting and watching.
Clickable button skip navigation. Clickable button search with your insert chart. Button refresh. Main landmark clickable live. Jeff Bezos travels to space with 64th bullets. Button graphic. Clickable toggle button 2.1. Clickable toggle button 300. Clickable button share. Share. Clickable button save to play. Save. Clickable button report. Unsubscribe. Clickable current setting is all no. Clickable save to. Clickable share. Clickable dislike. Clickable appears to. Clickable complementary landmark full screen. F button.
All right, here's what it feels like.
It's going to be an exciting ride. They're going to accelerate, as Tom said, about 3 times the speed of sound. They're going to do that in a matter of minutes. So there's going to be a lot of G-force on them. They're going to feel like 3 times as they're going to be pushed back in their seat. They're going to feel like an infant is sitting on their chest. And they're going to watch the sky turn from blue to black. They're going to see the curvature of the Earth, the thinness of the atmosphere. They're going to see our sun in a black sky. None of them have ever seen that before.
New notification from Google Chrome. 3 new notifications. Details are hidden while you share your screen.
From feeling like an elephant sitting on their chest to being weightless instantly when the engine kicks off, and then they're going to be
new notification from Google Chrome. 4 new notifications.
It's going to be spectacular. It's quite a view.
A live look here at
Button
mission
theater.
control,
Button full screen.
so to speak, as we approach the 8-minute mark. 8 minutes until we watch this rocket head into space. Mr. Costello, I understand you are still with me. I want to ask you about those windows specifically, because yesterday you actually got a look inside the training capsule, and you were describing these windows as something like which you've never seen before.
You know, it's almost
duck,
like
always duck.
IMAX screen right next to you.
Button full screen.
Yeah, I'm I think what I'm going to do with this stream is I'm going to record what I need to record.
Bookmarks document. Screen recorder Panopto desktop. Link graphic. Button record.
Drop away, and then you'll see as you start to head into space the
red circle live.
And the blackness
2
and the
live.
blue
Jeff Bezos. Button. Button full screen.
Your window, and everybody gets their own window. 6 windows inside the capsule, and this was part of the design. They wanted this to be very much about the experience for the individual who's going to pay to go. You know, we should also make the point. Today is the 52nd anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, and that was a very important moment for Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson. They both said after that day it changed them. They both wanted to go to space, and instead of joining NASA, they essentially started their own space companies, built their own spaceships, and they believe that there is great interest with the general public to do exactly that, to go to space. And they are both.
I don't know if I think I'd want to. Right? If I was given, if I didn't have to spend billions of dollars to freaking do it, millions of dollars to do it, I would probably do it.
Reuse the rocket, reuse the space capsule again and again and again.
I would probably redo it.
And they insist that there are so many multiple redundancies in terms of safety. It is very, very safe for the paying passenger going forward who is not a veteran astronaut like your 2 other guests.
And Tom, as we approach the 6-minute mark, a live look here.
Button theater. Button full screen.
This is the family and a lot of friends of 82-year-old Wally Funk. And as we watch the civilian crew aboard that aircraft a short time ago, it was Wally Funk leading them up those stairs. Mae Jemison has been on an aircraft or 2 in her day. Of course, it was Mae Jemison who became the first African. Oh, we'll get to Mae in just a moment. Let's talk about the business angle of this for just a moment. Andrew Ross Sorkin is with me as well, CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin. So to Tom's point, Andrew, the thinking here is that roughly a decade from now, this will be a $10
New notification from Google Chrome. 5 new notifications. Details are hidden while you share your screen.
Wow.
Actions window.
Thank you.
We are about to watch these 4 civilians experience now as well. That's
Button.
the big bet.
Button full screen.
It is the big bet.
Bookmarks Google. Screen recorder Panopto document. Button record. Link graphic. Camera configuration region button remove. Button full screen. Button picture in picture. Button smart camera. Button background. None. Red circle live live. 3 live. Jeff Bezos. Bookmarks Google Chrome. Screen recorder Panopto. Out of region blank. Camera. Button smart camera. Multiple people. Blank. Display configuration button full screen. Out of region blank. Getting description. Graphic audio menu button collapsed sub menu audio. No previous button. Remove button. Camera configuration. Full screen button. Getting description. Graphic screens in apps menu button sub-menu screens in apps. Choose what to... Entire screen grouping. Entire screen button 1 of 1.
$1 billion at last check. Sir Richard Branson, also a billionaire, albeit fewer billions than Jeff Bezos. Tom Costello, a lot has been made over the past few weeks of this
Space.
rivalry
Share audio.
between
Space.
the two
Share button 1 of...
billionaire
Space.
astronauts. Well, one billionaire
www.
astronaut
Screen recorder panopto desktop content shared Google Chrome. Screen recorder panopto document. Menu button. Display configuration. Remove button. Camera config. Smart cam. Picture in pic. Full screen button. Remove button. Clickable record button.
I think that we in the media have probably made a big deal out of the fact that we have 2 billionaires who built their own spaceships, and they're going to carry passengers, and oh wow, who gets to go first? And
I really hope that this works out, because I will be making a video in the next few
when
seconds.
That announcement came out, Branson immediately said, we're going on a week before or 9 days before.
I am going to be making a video
caused a little bit of hard feelings here in the Bezos camp. Keep in mind they put out kind of I don't know, a tweet that wasn't in great taste, in which they essentially questioned whether Branson and his passengers would really be astronauts, because they're not going as high as Bezos would go. I must say, I think that a lot of spectators and informed people who watch this
is going to be fun.
Industry in and out.
And then I got to get coffee, and then I got to start my day.
Somebody who peeks their head into space for 3 minutes is an astronaut. Not in any way qualified like your 2 guests, or somebody who spends years training for a mission with NASA, or to spend 6 months on the space station. But nonetheless, it is about the experience, the
Link graph.
experience.
Button record.
Of being able to see Earth in its totality, right? And hopefully see the Earth without boundaries and borders and challenges. And in the words of the former NASA administrator, you come back with a much deeper appreciation for doing all we can to save this planet.
We are under 2 minutes now.
Clickable 5 enter start button clickable 3.
Ascending into space, traveling some
Red circle live live.
All right, what is up, everybody?
3 live. Jeff.
We are going to
Frame out blank. Out of frame. Appears to clickable like this video. Clickable complement. Theater mode. Mini play. Settings. Subtitles. Autoplay. Click. Next. Pause. Banner land. Clickable notifications. Mute. Clickable skip. Autoplay is on. Subtitles. Settings. Mini play. Theater mode. Full screen. Appears. Clickable complementary landmark full screen. Press ESC.
There we go. Here we go, boys. They're about to launch into space.
From the desert floor in West Texas.
So let's turn up the audio. Listen in. This is from
3 live. Jeff Bezos.
This is from NBC News.
No ducking.
And they have an emergency abort system. If something go wrong on ascent, they will literally catapult or fire the crew out and away from the rocket, and then they will parachute back down to Earth. On descent, they have 3 parachutes rather than 1 to ensure it's a safe landing. They believe that this is going to be the way you and I and everybody else in the future will experience looking at the Earth from 62 miles high. So important now as we listen in to Mission Control and the final countdown to liftoff.
Let us do that right now. We are 15 seconds away from
the
scheduled liftoff of New Shepard. Jeff Bezos, his younger brother Mark,
10,
Wally
9,
Funk, and Oliver Davey.
7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1.
Whoa! Listen to that! I pray this is showing.
And New Shepard has cleared the tower on our way to space with our first human crew. Go, Jeff. Go, Mark. Go, Wally. Go, Oliver. You are going to space.
I think it's still going into the air.
Max Q.
Max Q is confirmed. Beautiful burn on that BE3 engine. Liquid hydrogen.
Mach 1.
And liquid oxygen as the propellant. It's a nice, not just clean in terms of beautifully performing, but what comes out of it, it's steam, right? Whew. To see the glow of the engine underneath the rocket, just under our shoulders, and to know that we've got a crew that is going to stay.
She just loves this.
It just feels different, doesn't it, Gary?
It is totally different.
We are watching history. The first unpiloted suborbital flight with an all-civilian crew.
In the middle.
2 minutes in the air now. Tom, at what point do we see that capsule start to separate from the rocket booster?
I think that'll occur, I think, at about the 6-minute mark, Craig, but I don't have the exact timeline. I think we should just make the point to the viewer who's watching, and that the female voice you hear is the voice of Blue Origin's Mission Control. This is not NASA. This is not a government entity that is providing us that kind of data straight from NASA. This is, of course, a private company providing us their narration, and so we're very mindful of that. But you're going to get spectacular views here, and you're going to get the engineering expertise, of course, as well, from Blue Origin's own Mission Control.
This is amazing.
Unreal. Awaiting separation here.
Ron Guerin is also with me, of course. Ron, former NASA astronaut, F-16 fighter pilot. Ron, what's happening right now inside that cabin? What are the astronauts feeling? What are they seeing?
And here we are. You can start
Well, they had the engine cut off, and so they went from feeling like they were being pushed back in their chair with an elephant sitting on their chest to being weightless. And so I think they're probably getting ready to unstrap. The whole way up, they saw that view out the window, and they're probably marveling right now at the indescribable beauty of our planet and the thinness of the atmosphere and the curvature of the Earth. And I hope they're having a wonderful time.
Ron, there are so few people who have seen that view that you and other astronauts have enjoyed. Can you describe it at all for us?
Yeah, I think what I experienced in space the first time I looked out the window was an indescribable feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to see the planet from that vantage point, and gratitude for the planet that we've been given. And I think in a way that I won't be able to fully explain, being physically detached from the Earth made me feel deeply interconnected and deeply interdependent with everyone on it. I think I saw the true unity of our planet, the true unity of our species, and all those things we fight over and quarrel over, all those things we think are so important, kind of blurred into insignificance in the face of that indescribable beauty.
Any moment now, we're told that that capsule is going to separate from the rocket booster. And Mr. Costello, at what point will these civilian astronauts begin to experience that weightlessness?
Yeah, they'll get it pretty darn quickly, and I'm trying to listen in to Mission Control as well, because she's our best source on exactly what's there. As we mentioned earlier, we have been waiting for more details from Blue Origin. Some of that they hold close to the vest. So the best description of what's happening.
1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
Yeah, I think that's.
Let's try to listen in. Blue Origin Mission Control for just a bit. Let's try to listen in.
Is this the audio of them actually in? It's actually them in the thingy? The little ship thing?
I cannot. Oh, wow. You guys take a moment. Okay, get in. We gotta get in.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a positive.
Oh, man, Dad, look at this. It's dark up here. Oh, wow.
It's dark up here. Wow.
Craig, so we are hearing them floating inside the capsule and taking the photographs of each other.
Everybody in?
first status check.
We don't have the video of that just yet, Tom, but what we can do is describe on the right side of your screen, you are seeing that capsule. It has, as you can see there, detached from the rocket booster. That's precisely what's supposed to happen. And in just a few moments, you'll see three parachutes well, bringing that capsule back to the ground.
And when I mentioned the 6-minute mark, that I meant to say that's at about the point that they get back into their seats. I think that's where we are now.
Astronaut Bezos.
Now keep in mind, we're going to probably get shots of the rocket coming back down and the space capsule separately parachuting down.
That's what we're looking at on the right side of the screen. That rocket booster is descending.
Copy.
Yep. That's right. You're looking at the rocket booster. It'll come back down, land on a pad here, back down in West Texas, separately, followed by the space capsule, which will be under parachutes. So a phenomenal shot of the rocket booster coming back down.
On New Shepard so far, phenomenal flight. Our booster
and what you just heard here was a sonic boom as the rocket comes back down to Earth.
The sonic boom.
My goodness.
My God. So
the booster has landed. The booster's on the ground, Tom.
Okay, so the rocket's on the floor, on the ground. Now we're waiting to see what happens.
Beautiful
to
rocket
the
that provided a beautiful flight to space.
Bullseye, right on the landing.
My goodness.
Wow.
Stop the landing. And Tom, that capsule should follow here in roughly 3 minutes, correct?
That's exactly right. So, and they will pull those chutes. And as that capsule is coming back down, it'll hit 3.7. Mach 3.7 initially as it comes back down. And then the ship will come out, and they will eventually slow to 16 miles per hour. And as it comes within about 20 feet of Earth, they will fire some retro rockets that will slow it even further as it has a very soft landing in the West Texas sand. And there is
and there are the parachutes.
A lot of sand. There are the chutes.
All 3 parachutes.
Just amazing.
Tom, do stand by for me once again. We are joined now by space royalty.
So far, a nominal
Mae Jemison is with me, former NASA astronaut, the first woman of color in space
deployed
in 1992. Part of that first crew after the Challenger explosion in '86. May, the 4 civilians who are inside that capsule that are about to touch down here on the third rock from the sun, what are they thinking right now? What are they feeling right now?
Back here in West Texas.
Well, I can't tell you exactly, but if it was me, I would have this big smile on my face and probably wanting to do it all over again.
No ducking.
I think what they've done is
always done.
I would literally be so giddy and so excited to the idea that, oh my God, I made history. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing, and I really hope the video's coming through. This is just I love it, boys. I love it.
I think they're just
no ducking.
excited and wanting to tell the story when they get back.
And what a story they will have, a lifetime of stories. Mae Jemison, do stand by as we watch Jeff Bezos, his younger brother Mark, Wally Funk, the oldest woman to ever go into space, and Oliver Damon, all of them
their adrenaline is pumping now.
About to touch down in the West Texas desert.
And here we go. Oh, what's that? What's that? Noises.
And touchdown.
Yay!
Welcome back. New Shepard's first human crew. What a flight.
Welcome back to Earth, first up. Congratulations to
Wow.
all of you.
Banner landmark.
What
Main
a
landmark
day,
clickable
what a
complimentary landmark.
Very happy for the people in this capsule. And we're
Mission complete. Mission accomplished. And now we
Bookmarks document. Menu but
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Screen recorder pan opt 1240 button stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps this video up, as well as the live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you're watching on the YouTube video, thank you so much for listening in, because I have no idea if the video went through. I think it did. Thank you so much for listening in. And if the video actually went through, thank you so much for watching. And for my stream viewers, thank you so much for tuning in on the stream, and have a pleasant day.
Link button stop. Enter a name at link. Enter a name edit Tuesday. Enter a name edit blank. Unselect. Oh, wow. Space. Lawn or whips to trap bait Jeff live. Wow. Live. Select Jeff unselected. J. Wow. Jeff travel to space with blue origin launch. Long H space blank. F E F made it space Sue space cool. Download link. Enter a name edit cool blank. Screen recorder panopto document. www.panopto.com is share. Stop sharing button. Stop sharing button.
Oh, so it did share. Yay! All right, we're gonna close this.
Screen recorder panopto Google Chrome.
We'll keep that up there.
Red circle live live studio. Clickable invite end stream. Enter full end stream.
All right, good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the stream. The video will be up a little bit later today of the actual meat and potatoes of what we what God damn it, of what we were attempting to do. So I will talk to you all later.
Chat out of frame button end stream.